What's up, everybody? SloCo here, representing MMA topics and MMAmadhouse.com. Gonna go over last night's fights with you as Bellator 35 and Strikeforce Feijao versus Henderson. The fights on Bellator, I didn't really get to catch it last night. I went ahead and put it on Strikeforce. My eyes got glued to the screen because I was, yeah, couldn't help it. I just happened to put it on there and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna watch it. But Bellator, I know a few of the results that happened. I mean, I know the results. I'm gonna watch it later today. Hornbuckle, I hear that it was a really questionable call. I don't really know if he should have lost or not. I mean, by the time I got to see some of his fight, it was already third round. Um, so I don't know how to give a true analysis on that. And then also Jay Huron, that fight with that, I can't say that it was premature. I mean, it was premature, but who's to say he wouldn't have sunk it in a little bit better and finished the fight? So that's just that. I mean, and Lyman Good looked good last night. But I'm gonna say I think Jay Huron can take the whole tourney. I really do. I think he's my pick to win it. Rick Hahn looked great last night, but Jay Huron is my pick to win this tourney, and I think he's gonna do it in nice fashion. All right, so now going on to Strikeforce, you had Jorge Masvidal versus Billy Evangelista. Masvidal just straight up wrecked him. I mean, he picked him apart beginning to end. Good fight for him. Now it's time to get him a boost in competition. All right, next fight we'll talk about is gonna be Marlis Kunin versus Liz Camouche. Camouche got soned in that fight, as many would say. Camouche was great in that fight. She, fought her heart out. It was awesome to see for such a young contender. Conan proved her veteran skills she has by, being able to come back like that and getting the win. So many props to her. Next one I'm talking about is gonna be Tim Kennedy versus Melvin Manhoef. Manhoef, standing, he was gonna win the fight. Ground game, it was gonna be Kennedy. Kennedy getting the sub when it went to the ground. I was not surprised at all. Next fight, I'm gonna go ahead and just go. Oh, by the way, first I'm gonna say congrats to George Gurgel. Got him a nice victory last night, so props. The reason I'm going through these so fast is because I want to address some questions I got, and I don't want to make the video way too long. So, all right, go ahead to the main event of the evening. Rafael Cavalcante, aka Feijao, versus Dan, my new nickname for him, Captain America Henderson. Yes, people say I'm taking that from Randy Couture. I don't give a shit. It's my opinion. If I want to call him Captain America, I can. So. That's my opinion. Anyway, Henderson, went out. Him and Cavalcante had a good start to the fight. Cavalcante, called him in that first round. It really scared me. I was like, whoa. But, the wrestling kicked in. Henderson looked good for the rest of the round, second round. It was a close fight, overall to score the rounds. But I think Henderson just did more, of course, to win the rounds. And then third round, who cares what the scores were because he knocked him out. Well, TKO technically. I can't say that Feijao was unconscious, but that was a cool fight for him. He's back on top. He needs that title. I think now for him, there's a lot of pathways he could take, And could he retire? Sure. Could he wait and fight a few defenses then retire? Sure. There's no telling because the light heavyweight division is not too strong there. So yeah. All right. So what I did last night after the fights, I posted my status and I told people to send me questions. They want me to address. So I'm gonna address some questions. But first off, I did a contest as well. So, Zach and Alonzo won it. Only problem is it was a tie. So, I don't know what to do. I mean, I want to send them both a picture, I guess, but I'm trying to figure out a way I could just like solidify. Cause see, what if they both want the same picture? So I'm gonna come up with something where the winner of it gets the first pick of what they want, but both of them win a prize. So just know you both won a prize. Congrats. All right. And I'm gonna private message y'all what y'all's prizes could be. So, because I'm gonna add a couple more. Anyway, sorry. Um, so I'm gonna address a few questions I was asking. I'm just gonna give my take. First question: who are the major threats to Dan's title in Strikeforce, and how long do I think he'll be able to hold that title? Well, his main two threats would be I guess it would be Gegard Mousasi and King Mo. King Mo is gonna be back later this summer, so I say Mousasi would be the best shot for a early challenge for him. It's really hard to pick that one out right now. I think Dan could keep the title for a while. I mean, it's hard. I don't think anyone's gonna knock him out. I mean, he recovered from that Feijao shot, and Feijao hits harder than anyone I've seen in the light heavyweight and Strikeforce. So, and I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting take for him. I think Henderson could do a few defenses, retire, and be happy. But the way that title goes, it switches hands more than anything. So that's that one. So the next question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot is Marlis Kunin? Huh. I'll be nice. I'm gonna give her dating standards. I give her a 6, But foreign wise and see her on the street, I'd give her, a solid 7, maybe 7.5. She's pretty hot in her own little way. It's kind of interesting to me. I don't know what it is, but yeah, it's true. All right. So then the next question, who's next for Tim Kennedy? That's a good question. It could be Robbie Lawler. It could be Jason Mayhem Miller. I personally would rather him fight Miller because if he fought Lawler, I mean, I think he'd beat Lawler by submission. If he fought Mayhem, that'd just be an awesome fight. They both fought before. I believe they're 1-1 against each other. So, and that fight was supposed to originally happen anyway. I think it was actually supposed to happen on last night's card or something like that. But regardless, that's the fight I'd like to see is one of them two. Next threat to the Strikeforce light heavyweight belt, as I said, it'd probably be Musashi or King Mo. So, don't know on that one. And who'll be Kuna's next contender? The challenge for her now, I think personally, a rematch with Camus would be uh perfect. Actually, I don't see why. I don't really know much about that women's division they got right now. I'm gonna have to research that, and then I'll get back to that for my weekly vlog or whatever. And then where does Feijao go from here? I think he goes back to the drawing board and realizes that he's big. I think he should test the heavyweight waters. Why not? Play with the heavyweight water, stay at the light heavyweight a little bit, maybe even fight around. Go to Japan, take a couple fights, fight and dream a little bit. Just get. I think he needs more experience, really, because I mean, yeah, think about it, he's going against big dogs like that, and he don't really have too much experience in the world. I mean, he has experience, but you know what I'm saying. I think he just needs a couple more fights under his belt, personally. So I say just expand and go fight other places. And then next question is Dan Henderson versus Fedor an option. I would kill to see that fight. I would actually really, really like that fight. Odds in it happening are the odds of me being black, and as you can see, I'm a very white person. But I would personally like to see that fight. So, eh. All right, let's see. Next question. Hmm. Okay. Give a breakdown on Clay Guida versus Anthony Pettis. Ah. I don't really know what kind of breakdown to give on that. I mean, this is gonna be an awesome fight. I think personally, Pettis has more flashiness than Guida. He's just overall, he's gotten so much better. His head movement is sick. If he used the head movement he used against Gomi, whew, I feel bad for anyone having to stand with him. I'm gonna take Guida in the fight because I'm a Guida fan. I like Guida longer than I like Pettis. I like Pettis, but Guida have supported him for much longer. So I mean, it's just a little fun situation. Then in that fight. I'm gonna take, but I think Guida should win it by decision. I don't think he's gonna submit Pettis or anything like that. So it'll be interesting. The final question I got is Dana versus Vince McMahon at WrestleMania. Is that possible? Sure, it could be possible in a few years from now. You never know. I wouldn't actually be surprised to see like WWE and UFC co-promoting together one day. Or not co-promoting, but you know what I'm saying, kind of having a tie together. Because UFC actually used to have a tie with the wrestling company TNA, and Tito Ortiz actually went on there. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so those are the questions. I'm gonna cut my weekly vlog maybe later today or just earlier in a couple next few days or something. But got any more questions you want me to address or anything, just hit me up, let me know what you think, and that's all I got to say. So have a good one. Thanks for watching, and peace. Check out MMAmadhouse.com.